another signal flag, the Union Jack of the Navy. Keep your ears peeled. When the sun sets, you will hear bugles sounding for the end of a day on a military base when one of the personnel will lower the flag for the evening, as is done in every military base around this country and around the world. There's another destroyer off our starboard near the shoreline with one mast above the bridge, slightly tilted to the back with two crossbars. Number 48 is an LSA. It has a platform, as do all ships of the Navy, to accommodate a helicopter. And at the left side of this pier, pier number 6, is one of our 13 home-ported littoral combat ships, an LCS. These are called littorals because the water that they are piloted around is along a coastline. They patrol the scout coastlines in what marine biologists call the littoral zone, the water closest to a shoreline. As we pass this littoral off our starboard, you'll be able to see straight to the hull because it's a trimaran. That's not battleship rayon paint sailors. That's not paint on steel. Those are made of non-corrosive aluminum or aluminium. They're very lightweight and sleek. According to the website, these LCSs, littoral combat ships, can cruise up to speeds of over 50 miles an hour. They're not telling the truth, they go a lot faster. And the reason they can go so fast is because not only the sleek, lightweight hull, but the turbine engines inside, they don't move propellers. There are no propellers on those vessels. They are water jet propelled with water pumps. The ship you're on is about 100 feet long. One of these littorals is about 3 times the length of this vessel. They should have a crew of 200 on board. Only 50. Why? Because their main mission, whenever set out, is to patrol scout coastlines in the littoral water zone. This ship up ahead, the Portland, on the left side of pier number 4, is the easiest ship of the United States Navy to recognize if you use my count the mast systems. If you look above the superstructure, you'll notice you can't see the 2 masts because each one of them are covered in angular helmets to deflect radar. I have a mnemonic for such a vessel. Can't see the masts? LPD, landing platform docking ship. Sailors, I'm quite confident you can already recognize the most common ship in the United States Navy called the classic destroyer. In fact, there are 3 of them there for you to practice identifying off our starboard right here. The first destroyers were called torpedo boat destroyers because their main weapon on board were torpedoes shot out of tubes. The Navy asked the shipyard to use very thin steel to build the hulls, making them lightweight and sleek, so they could slip through the water and chase enemy ships out of convoys and sink them with torpedoes. They were called torpedo boat destroyers, but that's not what the sailors on board called them. The sailors had a nickname. They called the destroyers tin cans. This ship off our starboard on the right side of pier number 2 is from the country of Japan, Nippon. And on the left is another landing helicopter dock ship with this long flight that looks like an aircraft carrier. That's number 2 of its kind, LHD number 2. It's the USS Essex. Why is it called the USS Essex? Because the letters USS stands for the words United States ship, meaning that when this ship was built for the Navy, they intended to have weapons put on it to be a combatant to defend this country's freedoms if the Navy had labeled it with the letters USN as ship, a United States Navy ship, it would carry no weapons on board and be a supply or support vessel. An amazing supply and support vessel of the United States Navy is painted bright white. There are two of them. The one that is in the West Coast in the Naval Base San Diego is right there at Pier Number 1. That bright white hull with the American Red Crosses is one of the two Navy's humanitarian hospital ships. Believe it or not, this is second in size to an aircraft carrier. That ship is nearly 900 feet long, and inside that white hull are hundreds of compartments with thousands of hospital beds and the most modern medical and surgical facilities. I learned a very interesting fun fact from a naval officer by the name of Laura Wilson. She's a nurse to the Navy, and she stays aboard that humanitarian hospital ship. She told me while on board here, Max, believe it or not, that if we were to take my ship, the Mercy, lift it out of the water and place it on the shoreline there, that ship instantly would become the United States of America's second largest hospital and the fifth largest hospital in the world.